Okay, it's starting to to live stream. And hello, folks. I'm not sure if I'm on yet, but I'm just gonna we're gonna take care of the technical stuff here. And okay, Helene, go ahead if you like.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Doctors, Teachers, Rock and Roll. Give yourselves all a round of applause for being here in the middle of your busy day and week. I want to present our host, our presenter, our producer, star of America's Got Talent and the San Francisco Bay Area shows on Zoom and in person, the one and only Danny Dutchy.
Thank you, Helene. Yeah, thanks for Helene are the producers of the show. And excuse me, we do take care of some of these technical things here. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, please excuse me if I'm not too good with the Zoom controls. So sorry if I accidentally turn off the power grid in your community again. I'll try not to do that. Set up every time. So yes, I'm Danny Dutchy, and let's see, and also my internet connection is not that great. It was okay at first, but it's been kind of slow ever since the hamster broke its hip. So, and I got cheap internet service. Okay, cool. What else was I going to do there? So, I'm just clicking around here some things, and so hold on one second. Hey, buddy, can you close the microwave? Yeah, just close the door on the microwave oven. Okay, thank you. All right, so, okay, out of the way. All right. So I'm Danny Dutchy in San Francisco, and welcome to Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Woo, yay. And so myself and Helene Wood co-produce the show. And we're here every last Wednesday of the month, right here on Zoom, and it's free, and thanks for joining us. Okay, a little bit about myself. So I'm from San Francisco. And in San Francisco, all the public buses are now equipped with artificial intelligence. Although the last bus I rode on actually broke down and cried. Yeah, speaking of things like that, did you know Teslas, self-driving Teslas, they found out there's a computer glitch on the Teslas. Yeah, they found out if there's people in the car having an argument, and one guy says, "Go to hell," the car will drive right off the cliff. So, try on that. Let's see. So let's see a little bit about myself. Well, when I was a kid, our parents were too poor to take us to the aquarium. So instead, they took us to Red Lobster. Yeah. Are you 4? No, just looking. Yeah. And so, but yeah, so but we go to restaurants now. I go to the I went to the Olive Garden, and when you go to the Olive Garden, they greet you. They say, "Oh, we treat you like family." And I said, "Please don't do that. Don't do that." Yeah, and they give you these pagers. When your table's ready, these vibrating, flashing pagers. I found out it's not cool to pretend that you're being electrocuted. Yeah. So speaking of food, hey, how can you tell someone's a vegan? Well, whenever they open their mouth, you can hear their stomach crying. Yeah. Also, I thought of this philosophical question. Hey, if a comedian tells a joke and nobody's there to hear, will a tree fall on him? Just a philosophical question. One of those things to think about. Okay, let's see. The other thing was, throughout world history, there have been so many book burnings that you would think that Amazon Books can come out with a better name than Kindle and Kindle Fire. Anything? Yep. And more things on world history. Oh, did you know that Joan of Arc's sister, the sister of Joan of Arc, invented the fire extinguisher? Yep. And one more thing in history, Karl Marx, the father of communism, Karl Marx was actually kicked off the Marx Brothers because he was antisocial and not very funny. Oh, so let's see. Oh, yeah, on the news, there was a survey that said that 62% of America's workers are having sexual relationships with someone else in the same workplace. So it got me thinking, man, I need to get a job. Yep. Yep. And also the news. You heard of this guy Trump, right? Anybody hear of Trump? Yeah, he's running for office again. He's running for president again. But they found out recently, actually, he may not be eligible to be president. He was born in the U.S., but his hair was born in Malaysia. So, one other thing, more thing on foods. Oh, well, this is my smartphone. I dropped my smartphone and wandered the other day, and they say you can fix your smartphone if you put it into a bag of rice. I did that, but I forgot all about it, and I ended up having a smartphone fried rice for dinner. Now they have a new smartphone. They have a BDSM smartphone. Yeah, it has a slap in the face recognition. Yeah, more electronics, more of the modern world thing. I actually switched my food deliveries to Imperfect Foods because Indecent Foods was only delivering cucumbers. Yep. So, all right, one more jokey joke before I go. So, hey, did you hear about the praying mantis couple? They were having an argument. Yeah, the husband yelled back, "Hey, you don't have to bite my head up." Okay, all right. I'll finish off with a couple of songs. Okay, Beethoven's Fifth. Yeah, as Alex requested. Okay, Beethoven's Fifth. Number 2 pencil. Okay. Here you go, part of that. And I'll play. You're watching one more last song and see if you know the name of this song. Okay.
Beat the clock.
Jeopardy.
What is Jeopardy?
Correct. What is Jeopardy is a correct answer. What is Jeopardy?
What is Jeopardy? Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. I'm Danny Deshi, and on the show.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. And now our first performer of the I'm not sure evening. Well, it might be evening in London or something, but it says the day. We're very happy to have him here. Boy, he really it was kind of struggling for him to make it over. No, just okay. I was gonna say something silly, but anyway, come on, let's give it up for Oog, son of Og. Yay! Woo.
Chama, Hoochie Coochie Coochie Coochie. Oh yeah. Oh, Lundy, do dan. Oh, Ledini, Mididi. Man, the Hoochie Coochie, ma. Hoochie Coochie Coochie Coochie. Oh, okay. Me, Helen Re, do, Hole, Ini, Dulu. Yeah, me, really, do. All right, then. I blah, and then blend in, you know, blah 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 blah. Then they only do the blah 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 and then and then hold do it on the hold it got it okay look at it smoke smoke Alenda water 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 smoke water smoke water smoke water yeah water smoke water smoke water yeah well meme
Baba. Woo! Hey, give it up for Oog, son of Og, rocking it. Yeah, probably. I think that was originally where the song came from. It was back in the caveman days. Yeah. Smoke on. Yeah, cool, rocking it. Oog, son of Og, thank you. All right, our next comedian from New York. Let's give it up for Bruce Lipsky. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little tired today. I got up at the crack of dawn this morning, which is kind of weird because I always thought her name was Joyce. Tough getting old. I remember when I was young, I used to do Jell-O shots. Now I do gel knee shots. It's been really tough around my house lately. Even my fine china is bone on bone. It's tough. I just celebrated a milestone wedding anniversary. And everybody says marriage is an institution, but so is Bellevue. They say when you enter marriage in Bellevue, you must be committed. I guess so. I have a friend who works at Bellevue, a psychiatrist, and I asked him the other day, I said, if you have an unruly patient, you still put him in a straitjacket. And he says, no, you can't say straitjacket anymore. It's not PC. I said, what do you call it? He said, shrink wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, as I said, my marriage and everything, I've been trying to keep things spicy. Lately, my marriage has been like my savings account, very little interest. And, in the bedroom, lately, it's been like Watergate. Every time I want to do some investigating, my wife goes right undercover. I'm really trying to spice things up there. So I think we played some, spy games or some, secret agent games. Well, I said I wanted to be called James Bondage. She said she wanted to be called Dr. No Way.
Yeah.
She just got one of those Keurig coffee machines, my wife. Every morning, in order to wake herself up, spice things up, she has a double K cup. For me, every morning, spice things up, I'd rather have a double B cup.
Yeah.
And, I was saying before, marriage, I just celebrate over 30 years. And it's like 30 years of wedded bliss. Oh, no, wedded blisters.
Yeah.
That's because she's rubbed me the wrong way all these years. And I got the calluses to prove it. We have a great family, though. In my family, we have a lot of things, antiques and stuff. And so I have a big vault in my house, floor-to-ceiling vault. I opened it up the other day, and I caught my son with his girlfriend naked in there. I said, what are you guys doing in there? He says, Dad, I'm following your advice. We're practicing safe sex.
Yeah.
I said, I don't like this combination. I said, our family jewels belong in the safe. Your family jewels belong in your pants. And I have a nephew who just graduated law school. So I said, now you're working at a prestigious firm, you got to dress the part. I said, I'd take him out and get him his first wardrobe. So I took him to the store and I bought him his first malpractice suit. My nephew is getting married, so I figured I was fly him out to Vegas and rent some suites. I mean, at least that's what the escort service called it.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was, we had Almond Joy, Bitter Honey. My favorite was Butterfingers. Can I tell you about a friend of mine? I don't know if I told you this, Danny. A friend of mine is into drag racing, so he took me to one of his events. I was shocked. I never knew guys could run that fast wearing 6-inch heels. And I found out that Nike now sells a line of shoes specifically for drag racers. They're calling it Nike Air RuPaul's. I have a friend of mine who was single all his life, and he always goes to bars and meets women. I said, what's your secret to success? Because every time he goes to a bar, he brings a roll of Bounty paper towels. I said, why? He said, because they're the quicker picker-upper. I said to him, who's your latest squeeze, Charmin? He said, no. He said, no, Scott. Getting back to my wife, I said, things have been tough lately. Every time she drives, I start to get sweaty. I start to get itchy and very uncomfortable. So I went to the doctor. I said, Doc, what's going on over here? He diagnosed me with autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
And, my wife and I used to be world travelers. And, we did a lot of travel all around the world. Now, I just travel in continent.
Yeah.
But I remember one trip we took, it was to France, Paris, and we visited a guillotine factory. We're at the guillotine factory, there's a sign that says going out of business. So I asked the guy, why are you going out of business? He says, lately it's been really difficult getting ahead. Nobody wants to stick your neck out for you anymore. I have to put all my employees on the chopping block. I can keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what else going on in my life. My wife and I like to do things on the weekend. Recently, on the weekend, we went to one of these state fairs where they had all these fruits and vegetables, these animals, had hundreds of animals there. They even had some peacocks. Which was very strange because I never knew those little green vegetables had penises. Then they had a prize for the pea with the biggest cock. I wasn't surprised when the black-eyed pea won it. Thank you. My name is Bruce Lipsky.
Yay, Bruce Lipsky. Woo! Yeah. And woo. Thank you, Bruce. And yeah, I guess you don't always need to eat not any vegetable, I guess, but be careful on that. So, thank you, Bruce. Yes. All right, then. Now we go to our still in New York, and she's moving around. She's performs all over. Co-producer of Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Let's give it up to Elaine Witt. Yay!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've had a bad experience with the GPSs, so I got OnStar. It comes in my Chevy, and there's a real person on my GPS OnStar. So I press it because I'm in Manhattan and I live 14 miles from Manhattan. So it's 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and I press the button, and there's a message. During the pandemic, it says, during the pandemic, please be patient. Some of our operators are working at home, so you might hear a baby crying. Wah, wah, wah. Well, I press the button and I hear, hi, this is Brittany. How you doing, Miss Witt? Because they have your name. So I said, Brittany, you're slurring your words. And then I hear two mimosa glasses clinking in the background. Their trays breaking. Well, Brittany was at brunch. She wasn't taking care of a baby at home. She was at brunch and she was sloshed. So I said, oh, wonderful. I said, Brittany, I'm at 8th Street and 5th Avenue. So in New York City, and I'd like to go home. She says, okay, you're at 8th Avenue and 5th Street. I said, no, Brittany. I wish you weren't so drunk you have it wrong. Well, the next thing you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the middle of the gay pride parade. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they were shaking my car back and forth. I had to put on the tape of Katy Perry singing I Kissed a Girl and I Like It, but that didn't stop them. I went in the trunk, I took out my flannel shirt. They're still rocking my car back and forth. Finally, I rolled down the window again, and I said, did you know that Melissa Etheridge is my daughter, and I'm a justice of the peace, and I helped marry her and her wife, so could you please leave me alone? Finally, I got out of there, and I got home because they did stop, and Brittany, I hope, was fired after that day. For now on, I'm using the Waze or the Google. That's it for me, Danny, for today.
That's it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Let's see. Yeah. Thanks, Elaine. And as you can see, Elaine, she's a professional. Don't tell jokes and drive Let's see, cars passing by. I wasn't sure you were driving or not. But anyway, thank you, Elaine. Funny story. Okay. All right. Our next funny person from New York. He performs all over. Let's give it up for Ziggy Susser. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. We have a bird, a conure. He's right up here on top of the iPad. And a few years ago, my wife was getting up off the couch, and she accidentally stepped on him. He was okay, but she had no idea he was trying to make his 10,000 steps that day. She squashed him like a pancake, and he couldn't fly. So we brought him to the animal hospital, and they said, we'd have to leave him overnight, so they could do tests. I said, they said they want to know if he has brain damage. I said, how can you tell if he has brain damage? Do you ask him who the president of the United States is? She thought that was a stupid question. But anyway, I wanted to do right by him, so I got him a private cage, a telephone, and a television. He likes Lassie, Animal Planet, and The Price is Right. And he signed a healthcare proxy and a medical release form so that they could discuss his case with me. This was expensive, so I had to leave my wife as a deposit. So the next day I got a call, and they said, told me your bird is doing better, you can come pick him up. So I get the receptionist, and I said, I'm here to pick up my bird. She said, do you have a woodpecker? I said, no, I do okay with what I have, but thanks for asking. So she brought me to the vet, and the vet said, he doesn't have any brain damage. And I said, how do you know? She said, well, he answered all our questions. We asked him, who brought you here? He said, Bigfoot, meaning my wife. We asked him, how did the universe start? He said, Big Bang. And we asked him, who's your favorite Sesame Street character? He said, Elmo. So he was supposed to say Big Bird, but a little brain damage is okay. I can live with that. And we know he doesn't have any broken bones because we have the latest CAT scan here. When Dr. Smith put in his latest cat and Charlie flew, we knew he didn't have any broken bones. So, by the way, he's chirping. I'm not squawking. So they gave me the bird, and then they gave me Charlie. So, thanks for getting that. So, I got my wife, and we went home. And on the way out, by the way, on the way out of the hospital, I picked up one of those yellow reflective vests that he could wear if he walks at night. And now when he walks around the apartment, he says, I'm walking here. I think he might have seen Midnight Cowboy on TV the night before. Anyway, so little by little, he's flying again, and he's back to normal. I'm feeling cocky. I'm feeling like I'm the better parent. I would have never stepped on him. And a month later, I sat on him. Yeah. Squashed him like a pancake. Again, he couldn't fly, but I wasn't going to bring him back to the animal hospital. My wife didn't want to spend another night there, and I figured I could do what they did. So I asked him some questions. I said, "What's your favorite vegetable?" He said, "Bird's eye." Who's the president of the United States? He said, "Joe Burden." And what's your mother's maiden name? He said, Lady Bird Johnson. So I can live with a little brain damage. Anyway, so it can't be better, but every time we would eat, we had pancakes, he would shake. So I figured he has PTSD, paratraumatic squashing disorder. So I found a support group for him called Birds of a Plucked Feather. And it was very interesting. There was a depressed pigeon who was an empty nester, right? You never see a baby pigeon. They don't exist. There was a paranoid owl who kept going, where? And there was a toucan who couldn't. And they taught us how to make our apartment safer, so you shouldn't fly through a window. So on some windows we have pictures of pancakes, on other windows pictures of my wife's foot, and on other windows pictures of my big fat ass. And nowadays, instead of doing 10,000 steps, he does 10,000 flights. Anyway, I'm Ziggy Susser. Thank you very much. And here's Charlie. If anybody wants, if you don't believe me, there's Charlie. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ziggy. Yeah, that's thanks for showing us the bird. Actually, I mean, I'm not saying it like that, but yeah, it's nice to see the bird. Thank you. All right, then. Your next funny person, it's all the way from New York. Glad to have her here on Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. It's Jane Joan.
Oh, thank you very much, Danny, and everybody else. Yes, I am Jane Joan, and I grew up in Brooklyn in a family of drug dealers. Huh? They expected me to go into the family business, and I tried to get out. But like Michael Corleone, they pulled me back in and brainwashed me to become a pharmacist. It started when I was young. The kids were playing with dolls and cars and trains. I had a counting tray, pill bottles, my own name tag. The pharmacy was educational. I learned the days of the week from a pill organizer. I learned how to type with 2 fingers, and I learned how to read doctor. Now, growing up, we lived on top of the pharmacy. And one of my friends said, Jane, it must be so much fun living over a pharmacy. I'm like, yeah, it's a dream come true. If your dreams it'd be up to your eyeballs and laxatives. Now, we didn't have aspirin in our house. We had Valium and Percodan, but those were my mother's. And I thought everyone lived that way. So if I'd go to a friend's house, and their mother would say, I need a drink, I'd say, I can get you something better. And then in school, other kids would give the teachers apples as gifts. My parents knew I was a difficult child. They'd send samples of Valium. Then the kid across the street had a lemonade stand. So I opened up a lemon cough drop and Band-Aid stand. And then I started selling Flintstone vitamins individually. Pebbles was the most expensive. But if you needed extra strength, there was Bam Bam. Now, my friends' dolls were all strung out on Flintstone vitamins. They were Flintstoned. And if they needed their fix, they had to find me. This was our stoned age. Now, those kids across the street, they were competition. They were hardcore. They started selling pixie sticks. So I started selling Fun Dip and nickel bags. Things got so competitive, I opened up a Pez dispensary. And our drug mules were on the merry-go-round. Now, other kids were eating graham crackers and doing simple math. I was learning how many grams are in an 8-ball, how many bricks I could fit in my Barbie school bag. One of my friends asked me, what does a pharmacist do? Assist the farmer? I said, if they're farming marijuana. Now, do you know how long it takes to make pop brownies in an easy bake oven? Listen, I could be the Martha Stewart of the hood because I'm a chemist and I can make meth. Better than that guy on Breaking Bad. And my stuff won't be laced because I want repeat business. Maybe my bags will have a little Martha Stewart lace on it. But listen, the only place I want to kill is on stage. And, I had to have some surgery. So when I got in that room, I pulled that anesthesiologist really close to me. I told him, listen, I'm a pharmacist. I know what I want. I know when I want it. And most important, I know how long it lasts. So don't go far because I'm going to need a fix. When I was young, I took it for granted living over a pharmacy. Now that I'm in my 60s, I wish I lived over a pharmacy. I need the drugs, the medical supplies. I need Prevagen to remember my comedy. And I really need to be up to my eyeballs in laxatives so that I'm not up to my eyeballs in shit. And I'll leave you with this. When my daughters were young, I told them, if a drug dealer ever approaches you, you tell them you already have a drug dealer, your mother. I am Jane Joan, and I ask if you could follow me on Instagram at Jane Joan Comedy.
Yay! Thank you, Jane Joan. Thank you. Jane Joan on Instagram Comedy. And if you need your fix, you know where to go. Yeah. Yep. She's one. Oh, colorful medicines. Yeah, also. So, all right. Now your next comedian, first time here on Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. Let's get it up for Steven Springer.
Yay.
Hello, everybody. Again, my name's Steven Springer. In case you're all wondering, no, I'm not Jerry Springer's son. At least I don't think so. But Jerry and I were supposed to go on Maury Povich to find out for sure, but he got canceled. Kind of hoping I'm Jerry's son. I could sure use the residuals, not the money, the hookers. Well, like Bruce, I just celebrated my anniversary too, my 3.5-year anniversary to my wife. And it's my second marriage, so I guess you could say I'm a repeat offender. In the beginning, when I met her, I used to call my wife Angel all the time. She loved it, so she found out it was the name of my ex-wife. And I knew my wife was a keeper when she gave me a second date after taking her on a first date for sushi to Walgreens using my food stamp debit card. My wife's real cool though. She a couple of days before we got married, she actually drove me to a strip club for my own bachelor party. The only problem was she insisted on staying the whole time with me. It's like getting out of jail and the warden's following you around everywhere. She even wanted to buy me a lap dance. The only problem was they couldn't find my lap. I was okay with that because I'm a germaphobe and all those women rub the same pole. But back in high school, I was a groupie. You know, I used to follow celebrities around for their autographs. Now that's called stalking. The highlight of my stalking, I mean groupie career, was meeting Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. He walked out of his hotel, said, "Oh, you again," because I'd met him a couple years earlier. He told me to walk this way over to his limo. True story. And he actually took me to the show with him. I guess now they call that kidnapping. You'd be surprised by looking at my face, but my dad's a plastic surgeon. He obviously wasn't a very good one. He lets use me for some before pictures. Specialties, main specialties, breast enlargements. I loved it when I was a teenager, and he gave me a summer job in his office. He thought that meant I wanted to grow up to be a plastic surgeon also. Just wanted to see breasts. Instead, he had me taking out the garbage, which wasn't so bad because the garbage was full of silicone. That's the closest I got to the real thing till I was 34. My dad also caught me motorboating a couple times with the silicone. But my parents divorced when I was young. My mom found my dad in bed with a patient because he loved to bring his work home with him. He fell in love with his own work. He tried telling my mom that he was just taking after pictures. My mom would have believed him. My dad had a camera on him. But don't feel sorry for my mom though. This woman's new breasts, actually paid for my mom's new sports car and the divorce settlement.
Yeah.
My mom rebounded right away. Right afterwards, she ended up marrying a second doctor, a proctologist. He was an asshole. But it's all behind her now. Now my mom's looking to marry a third doctor. Hopefully this one's a psychiatrist, so it could do us both some good. Now at 84, my mom's taking the internet dating to find her next husband. Now thanks to sites like Doctors Who Like to Marry Elderly Women.com, my mom actually gets more action than me. The only problem is my mom doesn't drive. So guess who's stuck dropping her off at the date's house and picking her up the next morning? That'd be me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward, but also if I got to do it on a Saturday night. Besides, I can't have my mom doing the walk of shame. Now with arthritis, she need her walker of shame.
Yeah.
But my mom, I tend to scare off my mom's dates. Right after she brings them home to meet me, I ask them to support me. And they wear package steel, me and my mom. They go out for a pack of cigarettes and they never come back. If you like my act, I'm Steven Springer. If you don't like it, I'm Jerry Springer. He could take it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Steven. Steven Springer, everybody. And ladies, he's available. Yes, it's, so check him out. Thank you, Steven. All right. Our next comedian, also from New York, I believe. Oh, he's in Chicago. Okay. Hey, she's back here again on Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. It's Patty Vaccarella. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. Maybe I'm not wearing pants. I don't know. Nobody has to wear pants now because nobody will know. Anyway, I was getting ready for the show and my husband came up behind me and he's like, "Oh, let's do a doggy style." And I said, "Sure, why not?" So I gotta say, not once during that entire time did he pat my head, rub my tummy, or tell me I was the goodest girl. I was wrong, you guys. The only thing I got out of that deal was rug burn. So I read on the internet recently that in order to find your perfect lipstick color, you need to match the lipstick color to your nipple. And I thought it was a good experiment. So I went down to Sephora and I thought being pretty subtle, but the salesperson comes running over and was like, "What?" I'm like, "No, it's okay. I'm not a weirdo." And she's like, "No, I know exactly what you're doing. You're supposed to take a picture with your phone and do it that way." Yeah, that would have been a better idea, wouldn't it? And so I got thrown out of Sephora, but I still found the perfect lipstick color at Ulta because they don't care what you do in there. They'll let you do whatever. And some of you are thinking, "Wow, that is a really good lipstick color." And then others of you are just thinking about my nipples. So I watch a lot of serial killer documentaries. I watch way too many. And anytime somebody compliments my skin, I think to myself, are they going to fit in it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So it's hard getting older. We all know that, right? It's hard being an aging sex pot. Nobody knows this better than me. And I do what I can. But there's some things I just can't do anymore. And I'm just going to give them up. So I've decided I'm going to give up sex. And I'm just going to stick with pot. You know, for medicinal purposes. It's a lot of people out there talking about wanting a stable relationship. Everybody wants a stable relationship. But a lot of people won't quit horsing around. I think my edibles have kicked in and I'm going to get out of here. You all have been great. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm Patty Vaccarella. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Leopard Lady Comedy. Thanks again, Danny. Take care.
Thank you, Patty. Hey, here for Patty Vaccarella. That's let's see. Thanks, Patty. Oh, let me find myself here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Thank you, Patty. All right. Our next funny person, back here again, the Doctor's Teacher and Rock and Rolls. It's Alex Glatt.
Thank you. Well, I'm the guy your mother warned you about, right? Not only did she warn you about it, but people sang songs about me. The Beatles wrote a song about me. I'm a tax agent. I have the oldest job in the world. I don't care what you heard about any other profession. No, I'm a tax agent. I come to your house, I take your money, I take your bank account, you keep your dog, you keep your kids. I don't want them. They're too expensive to feed. I heard no booze. What happened? I'm a tax agent. Nobody booed. And here my time is coming around. April 15th. You guys don't send in that check. I'm coming to your door. You say we tax agents, we have no heart. It's true. It's part of our job application. We have to send it in when we take the job. The envelope gets pretty bloody from info. I'll go to a taxpayer. I'll go to his house. I'll say to him, you know what? I saw you in your store. Maloney, I bought a bologna sandwich from you. How come you don't give me your sales tax? It's a sandwich shop, Alex. Everything gets eaten up all the time. Well, one Friday afternoon, a senior agent comes to me. He says, you got to close the warehouse. I say, Friday afternoon, what are you bothering me for? It's my last week on the job. He says, no, you got to seize it because there are $1 million in taxes and it's for only 1 week. I say, why? 1 week? It can't be 1 week. He says, yeah, they were packing cigarettes. They had a lot of bootlegs, so we had to seize the warehouse. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Here, take the keys. We no longer get keys. They don't trust us with the place. They think we'll. So I take the keys. Nothing happened. Is going to happen, my supervisor says. Sure enough, 3 o'clock in the morning, ring, ring. Yeah. Are you the agent that has the keys? Yes. Come on down. They had a break. I go down. What does the security guard do? He says, here, you have the keys. Go inside. There's a weapon. You want me to go inside? I have no weapon. He says, okay, I'll go in. Oh, they just threw a rock in the window. Go home. No big deal. Then, another time comes. We get no breaks. I have a broken tail light. Cop pulls me over, says, oh, I finally got one of you guys, huh? Listen, how about professional courtesy? Give a guy a break. And we're fellow law enforcement officers. He gives me the ticket. I try to fight it. The judge looks at me and says, you had the gall to come in here? I have a tax case against me. No, I'm telling you, we don't get a break. I go to jury duty. What do? The attorney says to me, what do you do for a living? I work for New York State. Well, what do you really do for a living? I'm a tax agent. The whole audience boos. This is a courtroom. They're booing me. All right. Then I say to him, the attorney goes over to the other panel. He looks at the guy. He says, what do you do? Oh, I drive a truck. What kind of a truck? I drive a tow truck with New York City. They hissed him, telling you there's a pecking order. So a tax agent, we get screwed. A tow truck driver is worse. Anyway, you guys have been a great audience. I won't even tell you about the store we seized where the cook was frying an egg, sees a roach on the wall, hits it with a spatula, flips it over. Here, gives it to the customer and says, here, extra protein, no charge. These are the kind of places we close. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Thank you very much for letting me on, Danny.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Yes, Alex Glatt, having fun telling jokes and now having fun at Coney Island. That's great. Good for you. All right, and now closing out the show for here at Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll, regular here on the show. Let's give it up for Tom Padovano. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I am Tom Padovano. I used to be single and ready to mingle. I'm still single, but now have shingles. I met this beautiful girl. Oh, she made me weak in the knees because she kicked them. Now, my Uncle Nemo, he said to me, eating fish is healthy. I said, not for the fish. He's so greedy. And though I did say to him, wow, Uncle, what a gift that you got me. You shouldn't have spent so little.
Yeah.
But I don't let things bother me. I have insomnia. I don't lose sleep over it. My aerobics class was canceled. I didn't get bent out of shape. No way. I mean, if a wild dog is chasing me down the street, I don't let it get to me. That's how I am, But if I do get depressed, I tell myself a little poem. I love me so. I think I'm grand. If I go to the movies, I hold my hand. I put my arm around my waist. And if I get fresh, I slap my face. Cheers me up every time, Now, I lose things easily. So what I do, I put reflective tape on things that are hard to find. Like my girlfriend. Where could that woman hide? I'm telling you. I have a disgusting apartment. So I got one of those robot vacuums. As soon as I brought him in there, he jumped out the window. So he landed and I said, I'm not cleaning that up. What I bought you for. No way, no how. Now, I should not joke when I'm on interviews. The interviewer said, Tom, are you good with computers? I said, yes, but I don't excel. Didn't get hired. It's terrible. Oh, I remember when I was a kid, my Uncle Chooch, he would tell me nursery rhymes, but his version. Yo, Tom, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the cops knew about it. See, Tom, they were following Mary because that lamb she had, she stole from Little Bo Peep. And then when I was a kid, he played that game with me, Got Your Nose. Remember that game, Got Your Nose? He don't play that with me anymore. Now he plays Got My Wallet. Pin the tail on the pit bull. Not nearly as fun, Oh, my stove's pilot light went out. You would think they'd come with co-pilots. To me, that makes sense. I don't know. Oh, now they have a school for beggars. A school for beggars. See, I already know how to beg because I was in a relationship. I mean, a school for beggars. Do you know they even have an advanced class for beggars that only accept Venmo? This is amazing to me. I don't know. Oh, my girlfriend trained her guard dog to attack on a 3-word phrase. Honey, it's Tom. Now, I was a terrible student. When I visited the guidance counselor, she waved a white flag. It was terrible. Now, some parents give their kids time out. My father, no, he never gave me time out. It was, get out, get out. That's the old-fashioned Italian way of doing it. Now, my hearing, it's terrible. My girlfriend said to me, I love you. But I thought she said IBS. Then she got mad at me when on her birthday I gave her toilet paper. It's bad when you have bad hearing. I saw this great motivational speaker. 5 minutes into the speech, I was motivated to leave. Now that's effective. Let me tell you something. I told my girlfriend to embrace her mistakes. So she hugged me. Well, listen, you've been a wonderful audience, a little confused, but wonderful. And I sincerely hope you've had as much fun and pleasure as I've had tension and emotional strain. I hope I put some reflective tape on my medication. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Tom Padovano, everybody, closing out the show. And thanks everybody, comedians, for another funny Doctors, Teachers, and Rock and Roll. So big thanks to all the comedians: Oog, Son of Og, Bruce Lipsky, Helene Witt, Ziggy Susser, Jane Jones, Steven Springer, Patty Vaccarella, Alex Scott, and Tom Padovano. I'm Danny Decci, and see you at the end of, we're here every last Wednesday, so hope to see you then. Have a good day and good evening. Thanks.
Thank you,
Bobby.
Danny.